Will be home for the holidays. President Obama announces the end of the Iraq War. The final exit date was set after Washington and Baghdad officials failed to come up with a plan to keep several thousand troops in Iraq as a training force.
39,000 Americans are still in Iraq, but the end of their mission is now in sight. ABC 7 Cheryl Burton joining us tonight with more on the president's announcement. Cheryl.
Kathy and Ron, as a presidential candidate, he pledged to bring the war in Iraq to a responsible end. And today, President Obama said the tide of war is receding. Since the war began, more than 1 million Americans have served in Iraq, and this December, the last of them will be home.
After nearly 9.
The end of the war was set in motion in 2008 when President Bush approved a deal calling for U.S. forces to withdraw by December 31st, 2011. Well, this morning, President Obama spoke with Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki about the troop withdrawal. Ron and Kathy, the two are expected to sit down at the White House sometime in December.
Okay, Cheryl, thank you. More than 4,400 Americans have been killed in Iraq since the war started on the 19th of March, 2003. More than 32,000 troops have been wounded. The total cost so far, according to the Department of Defense, more than $715 billion.
Be home to see, everything.
Well, McMurray is serving with the Indiana National Guard's 938th Military Police Detachment, which has 45 members. And right now, the Illinois National Guard has 170 soldiers in Iraq. And Ron and Kathy, as a military spouse, you really don't believe it until you see your loved one face to face.
And then they're home.
Right.
Yeah, thanks. You'll hear much more about the withdrawal of all U.S. troops from Iraq on Nightline coming up right after this newscast.
Two unions that won a court challenge against new McCormick.